next talk is by Vidwan Dr. Jammalamadaka Srinivas ji, who will be speaking on exploring Balakrida, a commentary on Yajnavalkya Smriti by Sureswaracharya. Very warm welcome to you, Srinivas ji. Thank you for accepting our invitation. Just a brief introduction. Dr. Srinivas studied Nyaya Shastra under Sri Ambadipudi Radhe Shyama Shastrigal and Advaita Vedanta under Mahamahopadhyaya Mani David Shastrigal and Vyakarana under Sri Ganti Dattatreya Murthy ji. He has completed the Tenali exams in Tarka Shastra and has appeared for Tenali exams in Advaita Vedanta. He has completed his MPhil and PhD in Nyaya Shastra. He is currently working as scholar IKS courses for Siddhanta Knowledge Foundation, and previously he was a assistant professor at the School of Sanskrit Learning, Kavikulaguru Kalidas University, Ramtek. He has been conferred many awards such as Tarka-Ratnam and Vidwan Mani by Sri Kanchi Shankaracharya and Shastrakalanidhi by Madhya Pradesh State Governor. Thank you very much, Srinivas ji. Again, please go ahead and start your session.
Thank you, Nitin. Shuklam Bradharam Vishnum Shishavarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadhanam Dhyayet Sarvagdhanopashantaye Ajnanatimidandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuranmidhitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So, I once again thank Nitinji for giving me this opportunity, and I offer my pranams to all the scholars who are present, and I wish to speak something about Balakrida. So Balakrida is a commentary on Yajnavalkya Smriti, and even similar to what Sachidananda Mishra ji has explained previously about the authorship of this text. Even Balakrida also has some there is need of a clarity to establish that Balakrida is whether it is written by Sureswaracharya or not, because the work is seen to be authored with the name of Vishwarupacharya and not Sureswaracharya. So in the manuscripts we do find that Balakrida is a Vyakhya which is written by Vishwarupacharya, and this Vyakhya or this commentary is one of the basis on which the Mitakshari of Vigneshwara was written. So Mitakshari of Vigneshwara is a more popular commentary on Yajnavalkya Smriti. So in the in the Mangala Shlokas, Yajnavalkya Munibhashitam Muhuhu Vishwarupa Vikatokti Vistritam Dharma Shastram Rujubhihi Mitaksharihi Balabodha Vidhaye Vivichyate. This is one of the Mangala Shlokas of Mitakshari. So here we find that Vishwarupa Vikatokti Vistrutam Yat Tat Dharma Shastram. So Yajnavalkya Muni Bhashitam, whatever was propounded by Yajnavalkya, sage Yajnavalkya, and again which has been explained in the very beautiful manner by Vishwarupa. Now I am going to explain the same based on these two works, Dharma Shastram Rujubhihi Mitaksharihi. So with a very clarity that I will be explaining with lesser Mitakshara. The name itself suggests that it doesn't go beyond the extent that is needed to explain the soul or the heart of the Yajnavalkya. Balabodha Vidaye Vivichyate. So here we find the word Vishwarupa Vikatokti Vistrutam. So Vishwarupa Charya's work would be Balakrida. So based on Balakrida, that we know that Mitakshara was written. And Balakrida is also having two commentaries that are seen. One is Vachanamala and the other one is Vibhavana. So Vibhavana and Vachanamala seem to be, though they are not, the commentaries on Balakrida are not fully available, but some parts of Vachanamala and Vibhavana are available. And even in the Mangala Shlokas of these works, we do find that Vishwarupa is none other than Sureswaracharya. So in Vibhavana, the commentary on Balakrida, we find this shloka, Yat prasadad ayam loko dharma marga sthita sukhi bhavabhuti sureshakyam vishwarupam pranamyatam. So Vishwarupam Bhavabhuti Sureshakyam. Suresha, Sureshwara. So both are having similar meanings. So Sureshakyam Vishwarupam Pranamya. So I bow down to Vishwarupa, who has the name Bhavabhuti Sureshwara. So Bhavabhuti seems to be one of the birudas that are given to Sureswaracharya. Bhavabhuti is essentially, the word Bhava means Shiva. So even his bhakti towards Shiva is very much evident, Sureswaracharya's bhakti towards Shiva, and hence he also finds the title Bhavabhuti. So here we find that Vishwarupa is none other than Sureswaracharya. And Suresha, therein in the same also means Sureshwara. So that is also there. And again, in the other commentary, that is Vachanamala, we do find this shloka, Avanamya Manu Sureshwara Yogishwara Tivra Kirana Guru Charanan Shastranam Vyakartrun Kartrunapi Devatak Nikhilaha. So here also we find that the author of the Vachanamala commentary, he bow downs to Manu, Sureshwara, Yogishwara, Tivra Kirana Guru Charanan. So Yogishwara is said to be his Paramaguru, and Sureshwara again is the Karta of Balakrida. And not only in the commentaries of Balakrida, we do understand that Vishwarupacharya is none other than Sureswaracharya. But even in the Shankara Vijaya, we do find wherever the name of Vishwarupa in the place of Sureswaracharya. In Sargas 3, the third Sarga, and in the fourth Sarga, we do find that Shri Vishwarupa Guruna and Sahankriti Vishwarupe, etc., are found wherever there is actually the mention of Sureshwara, we find the word Vishwarupa being used. And not only that, even in the Madhavacharya's Vivarana Prameya Sangraha, Sureshwaracharya's Brihadaranya Vartika is quoted in this way. Adhyasastu ahamiti mameti cha akaradvayam snehatarathamyat upapadyate tat taratamyancha tadetat preyah putrat ityasyaha shrutehe vyakyanavasare Vishwarupacharyaih darshitam vittat putrah priyah putrat pindah pindat tathendram indriyebhyah priyah pranah pranadatma parah priyah. So this is the Brihadaranya Vartika found in first Adhyaya's fourth Brahmana or fourth Brahmana. So here we find that Vishwarupacharyaih darshitam is said by Madhavacharya in Vivarana Prameya Sangraha. So in the so we understand that Sureshwaracharya is also known by the name Vishwarupacharya, and hence Vishwarupacharya of Balakrida is none other than Sureshwaracharya, and therefore we can definitely say that Balakrida is written by Sureshwaracharya. So normally Sureshwaracharya, the word Sureshwaracharya itself will actually remind us of works in Advaita Vedanta. But interestingly, we do find that he has written an extensive commentary on Yajnavalkya Smriti also, which happens to be Dharma Shastra Grantha. Coming to understand his style and the way that he explained or did his commentary on Manusmriti is also Yajnavalkya Smriti is a bit different. Actually the similar style can be seen in Naishkarmya Siddhi of Sureswaracharya. Not only that, and I did find that the Upodghata Bhashya itself is very much different, and it is towards the Shastric methodology is very much evident in the Upodghata Bhashya. I happened to go through Upodghata Bhashya and some parts of Yajnavalkya Smriti. So in that, I do find that the rigor of Shastra is being reflected in his style. And in one of the Mangalacharana shlokas of Balakrida, beautifully that Sureswaracharya put forth the what is actually Yajnavalkya Smriti all about. Sushlishta Veda Mulaha Pavana Shakha Mahadhvara Skandha Harit Trivarga Kusumaha Moksha Phalo Jayati Vidyartha. So here Vidyartha means Dharma. Vidhi means Shastram. And Tasya Arthaha Vidyartha. And in the present context, here it means Dharma. So Jayati Vidyartha. So how is this Dharma? It is Sushlishta Veda Mulaha. So the roots of Dharma are very much strong in the form of Vedas. Pavana Shakha. So the branches of this Dharma are the Krichradi. The Pavana Shakha, the word Pavana here means the Krichradi Shuddhi Karma. So the whatever are there, the Krichradi Prayashchittas, which point towards the purity. So those are the branches of this Dharma. Mahadhvara Skandha. So and the main Skandha would be the Yajnas, the Adhvaras, the rituals, the Kratus. Harit Trivarga Kusumaha. What are the flowers that they bloom in this tree? On this tree is Trivarga Kusumaha. So here Harit Trivarga Kusuma can be interpreted in two ways. Trivarga could be Swarga, or it is even Dharmartha Kama to be Trivarga. So those are the Kusumas, and Moksha Phalaha. Moksha is the Phala. So obviously after the flowering, it happens to be the fruit will be there. So the main Phala would be Moksha. So thus is the Dharma Vidyartha, and Jayati, may it prevail, is what we see. So here he has put in all the the essence of whole Dharma Shastra. And interestingly, the outcome of Dharma Shastra is essentially moksha, is what again we see the Paramarthika Tattva of all Shastras leading towards moksha. And if we happen to see other commentaries of Yajnavalkya Smriti, we do not find anywhere the extent of Prastavana Bhashya that we find in Balakrida. And it is a bit different also, wherein he brings in the Anubandha Chatushtaya. So Sureswaracharya thus actually shows a methodology which is being very much used in other Shastra Granthas. And he points out that there is a need to actually state the Anubandha Chatushtaya of this Smriti Grantha, which is not found in other Vyakhyanas of Yajnavalkya Smriti. So he Katham Punar Abhyudayaha Shastrajanyah Ityaditaha Evam Prapanchaniyam Shastra Prayojanatvat Sarvatraivahi Shastrarambhe Prayojanam Vachyamitasthite. So he happens to say that everywhere, before starting any Shastra, we need to state what is the outcome of it. Because he even goes on to say that Sarvasyaiva hi Shastrasya Karmano Vapikasya Chit Yavat Prayojanam Noktam Tavat Tat Kena Grihyate. So until and unless the objective and the outcome of every Shastra is not explained or propounded, why will anyone actually come, and actually why will someone actually study any Shastra? So hence Prayojanam is very much important. We have to state the Prayojanam. And यद्यपि विषय प्रयोजन संबंधाभिधानम अपयेशलमिव मन्यन्ते. So some people may actually consider that stating the vishaya prayojana sambandha and vishaya prayojana adhikari and sambandha to be not much of any use, but alpa prayojanatvat durupapadatvat. People feel that to be not much important because they feel that the outcome of stating the vishaya sambandha prayojana is not of great importance. Not only that, it is not even easy to actually state this anubandha trayam or chatushtayam also. Tathapi kinchit sauhridat dingmatram pradarsyate. But still he goes on to say that I will try to put forth the vishaya sambandha and prayojana. So what is the vishaya? He puts in a very short and very clear shloka. Vishaya shloka nirdishto dharmakhyascha prayojanam tadadikas chaturvargaha sambandho niyamatmakaha. So Vishayaha shloka nirdishtaha. What is shloka nirdishta? In the first shloka, which goes like Yogishwaram Yajnavalkyam Sampujya Munayo Bruvan Varnashrametaresham no bruhi dharman aseshataha. So Yajnavalkya Smriti starts with a question of Munis towards Yajnavalkya, asking him to actually explain the dharmas of Varna, Ashrama and other related elements, and they actually ask him. So dharman aseshataha. So this is the shlokoktaha vishayaha shlokaha shloka nirdishtaha vishayaha. So what is the vishaya of this shastra would be dharma. Dharmakhyascha prayojanam. What is the outcome prayojanam? That is also dharma. And not only dharma, tadadikas chaturvargaha. Not only dharma will be the prayojanam, but all the four purusharthas which start with dharma, artha, kama and moksha, both the four chaturvargas are the prayojanam of this shastra, and sambandha niyamatmakaha, niyamya niyamaka bhavaha is the sambandha. So what does the dharma shastra do, Yajnavalkya Smriti do, is it creates some niyamas. So if you want to achieve certain dharma, certain artha, certain kama or moksha, you need to do it in this way, then only you can achieve them. Is the niyama. That is how the Yajnavalkya Smriti is. So niyamatmakaha sambandhaha. So again there comes the afterwards he starts explaining or in the typical how the Shastra Granthas are written in the Purva Paksha Siddhanta method, wherein how come one element or like dharma itself can be the vishaya and prayojanam, and how come other entities other than dharma such as artha, kama and moksha can be the prayojanam of dharma shastra. Essentially this shastra is called as dharma shastra because it deals with dharma shastra, and the prayojanam should be the knowledge of dharma. And how come the prayojanam can be the other purusharthas, and how come dharma shastra do a niyamanam, because the niyamas we can even know them from Vedas, and then how does dharma shastra actually serve the purpose of doing this niyama? These are all the questions that are put forth. So then he explains that as the dharma and artha, dharma is said to be the prayojanam, it doesn't restrict dharma to be the prayojanam in itself. That means not only chaturvarga but ashtavarga prayojanam. So that is another thing that he explains. Vishayastavat shloka nirdeshat bruhi dharmaniti samakhyanacha dharmaha vishayaha prayojanantu dharmartha kama apavargaha tatha arthalakshanatvat adharmo vishayaha. Even adharma is also vishaya, and as adharma is also, because when it is dharma you need to know what is adharma also, what is not dharma also. So then when adharma comes in, then similar to as dharma is followed by three other vargas, that is artha, kama and moksha, adharma is also followed by anartha, dukkha and bandha. So anartha, then adharma anartha dukkha bandhaha api prayojanam. So then how can adharma, anartha, dukkha and bandha can be prayojanam? So then he says that heya upadeya lakshanattvena abhyudayatmakaha ashtavargaha asmadeva shastrat avagamyate iti niyamaha sambandhaha. So what does the niyama do? That is the sambandha do is, hey, what is heya and what is upadeya? What is it that we have to achieve or acquire, and what is it that we have to keep away from, or something which is not to be acquired? So what is it that has to not to be acquired is adharma, anartha, dukkha and bandha. And what is it that has to be acquired, upadeya, is dharma, artha, kama and moksha. And how does this shastra serve this purpose is by doing the niyamas, saying that if you do such and such and such an action thing, you will acquire adharma, which will lead to anartha, which will lead to dukkha, which will lead to bandha. And hence you better, and hence the Shastra would state that this is not Purushartha. And it will even say that if you wish to acquire Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha, you have to do such and such and such and thing. So in this way, the Dharma Shastra actually does the Niyamanam, and hence the Niyamya Niyamaka Bhava would be the Sambandha. Then again comes the question that Artha and Kama are very much evident, and you do not need any other what you call means to know what are the means, how do you actually acquire Artha and Kama. So that is what it is even in the Shanka, that Yadyapi cha Artha Kamo Pratyakshavaseyyu, you know what is Artha and Kama by Pratyaksha, by direct perception. There is no need of any other actually pramana here. Tathapi na shastranapekshanaam anjasyena tadavaptihi anjasyena cha prayojanatvam. So in order to properly, that is in order to acquire Artha and Kama in a way which it will not hinder our journey towards moksha, is only by the guidance of Dharma Shastra it is possible. And hence Artha and Kama are also the prayojana of Dharma Shastra. And again comes the question that katham punar ekasyeva dharmasya vishaya prayojanatve bhavataha. How can one dharma can be the vishaya and prayojana both? Then he says naisha doshaha. There is no problem, there is no contradiction in this. Avagamyamanasya vishayatvat avagatasya cha prayojanatvat. What until you don't know, that becomes vishaya, and after knowing it becomes prayojana. So it is very much natural that without knowing the objective, you cannot actually work towards achieving that objective. So you need to know that. So until you know the objective can be the subject to your knowledge, or the objective can be the subject of any shastra. And after knowing that objective, how to achieve that is also, and that achieving the objective itself can become the prayojanam of the shastra. And the path of achieving that objective is also guided by the shastra, and hence dharma can be the vishaya and prayojana both of the work. Nahi shastra vishayatam anavagamya shastra vishayatam avagamyamanataya apratipadyamanaha prayojani bhavati. So without knowing what is being propounded in the shastra, you cannot actually achieve it. So you need to know it first. So until you know something, it becomes the vishaya, and after knowing it becomes the prayojanam. Then again the question may come, nan vevam sati arthakama pavargaha shastrasya avishayatvat prayojanam nasyuh. Then the main topic of the Dharma Shastra would be dharma, and arthakama and moksha are not being dealt in detail in the Dharma Shastra, and hence they cannot be vishaya in vishaya and prayojana of Dharma Shastra can be the question. So here there will be two answers, that it is not, Dharma Shastra doesn't only deal with dharma, it at times even deals with artha and kama also. Dharmam arthancha kamancha yathashakti nahapayet. This is again from the Dharma Shastra itself. Tasmat striyasevya, this talks about the kama. Ishvarancha adigacheta yoga kshemartha siddhaye. This is about talking about the path of moksha. So what does Pashyed Atmanam Akshayam? So these all actually Dharma Shastra even at times deals with Artha, Kama and Moksha. And and there may be a contradiction that may arise, that how come Dharma Shastra deal with Moksha? Because Moksha is achieved through renunciating all the karmas, and Dharma Shastra actually guides us in how to do karma, and how does Dharma Shastra help in achieving moksha can be another question. So there he says that this Shastra, it even deals with moksha also, but not in the direct way, but in the way that he says that yathacha na apavarga pratibandhakaha tatha apavarga nirupane vakshamaha. Then how does actually karma will lead to moksha? That will also be dead. So how does this lead to moksha is very much evident in Vedanta Shastra, that karma yoga, through karma yoga, to renunciating the phala and performing that particular ritual will lead to moksha. And that is how also this Shastra will help us to achieve moksha. So in this way, he very much beautifully explains how Anubandha Traya, not Chatushtaya, but Traya, Anubandha Traya is possible for Dharma Shastra. And whatever the Purvapakshas arise, he even gives a very explained, detailed, explanation in that regard. So this is one thing. And the other thing that I thought I would put forth would be just a comparison of, as it is said that Mitakshara is based on Balakrida's Balakrida. So is there any similarity or any difference between Balakrida and Mitakshara? Is one another thing, that aspect that which we may explore. So I will just take one prakaranam, which is Rajadharma prakaranam, and the beginning shlokas in Rajadharma prakaranam, which deal with what are all the qualities that a king should have. Mahotsaha, Sthulalakshaha, Kritajnaha, Vruddhasevita, Vinitaha, Sattvasampannaha, Pulenaha, Satyavakshushihi, Adirghasutraha, Smritiman, Akshudra Parishat, Tatha, Dharmiko, Drudhavaktischa, Prajnashuro Rahasyavit, Svarandhra Goptan Viksham, Dandanityan, Tathaivacha, Vinitas Tvathavartayam, Trayanchaiva Naradhipaha. So what is the main difference that I was able to understand between Balakrida and Mitakshara would be, Balakrida is more like Sutra. So it is very crisp and crystal clear. And Mitakshara is more towards the pratigna of the which is done in the Mangala Shloka, that it gives a bit more explanation. So this has, like in the, if it is Mahotsaha, the word Mahotsaha, the commentary in Balakrida is Vijigishuhu, only one word answer, one word explanation, Vijigishuhu. So who is, what is Mahotsaha? It is Vijigisha, that is the having a desire to win, victory. Here in Mitakshara, it gives a bit, in a bit more elaborated in a manner, Purushartha Sadhana Karma Arambhadhyavasayaha Utsaha. So what is Utsaha? It is the nature of the person where he puts in effort to achieve the Purushartha and the sadhanas of Purushartha also. That is Utsaha. Mahan Utsaha Yasyaso Mahotsaha. So he gives a bit more elaborated this thing here. And not only that, in other commentary, I mean, in explaining other Visheshanas also, Mitakshara, we find that Vinayena Yuktaha Vinitaha. If it is Vinita, we see that Vinitaha Anuddhataha in Balakrida. So Vinitaha means who is obedient, who is Anuddhataha, who is not too arrogant, is what we find in Balakrida. But again in Mitakshara we find Vinaya Shabdena Aviruddhaha Purvokta Snataka Dharma Kalapaha Uchkate Na Samshayam Pratipadyeta Nasmaka Na Akasmada Priyam Vadit Ityadina Uktaha. So he gives a bit more elaboration compared to Balakrida. So in this way, we can understand that Balakrida is moreover like the Sutra Rupa format of the commentary, and that is why maybe that Balakrida is found with three more Vyakyanas. So a commentary is needing another commentary itself signals that the commentary is a bit dense in its format, in nature, and that is why more explanation is needed. And even seeing that Mitakshara is based on Balakrida, we find that Balakrida is a very dense commentary. So these are my few findings of Balakrida, and I thank Nitinji for giving me this opportunity. Because of Nitinji, I came to know that there is a work called Balakrida, and I got this opportunity to explore this work, and I thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Srinivas, for sharing this very interesting, very illuminative insights from Balakrida, and especially I think your comments on the identity between Sureswaracharya and Vishwarupacharya were important, because otherwise people may right away say that
Yeah,
no,
because
why
when you
include
said it
Balakrida?
is Balakrida, I myself was not even convinced that how can Vishwarupacharya is so different from Sureswaracharya. The word, the naming itself, the nomenclature. So
Exactly.
it needs a lot of research to do that.
Yes. So there are a lot of evidences within the tradition that later acharyas have accepted that they are both the same person. So that is the reason for including the text in here in this discussion, because we wanted to highlight uh, the diverse scholarship of
Yes.
Sureshwaracharya. And I think that without including Balakrida, any event on his works will be incomplete, because it's not just the moksha, but the
Yeah.
Vedanta.
They were talking about other Purusharthas as well as moksha.
Yes, yes. Thank you for sharing the very, very interesting perspective from Balakrida. Thank you very much.
Thank you.